This lesson is dedicated to the while loop. We will see here how to iterate over a set of data even if at the beginning we don't know the exact number of iterations. Let's recall the for loop. This kind of loop usually works on objects that can be easily counted, like number of files in a directory or number of lines in a file. But such information is not always available. Sometimes a loop needs to be executed until a defined condition is true. For example, until the server will stop or start answering to ping after a restart, or until a user logs on or logs off from the system. While executes so long as the condition is true. When the condition is no more true, the while loop will end. Of course, the condition may be defined so that the loop will execute a specific number of times, but that's a special case. I will use such an easy example to start with our first demo. Let's suppose we have Auntie Helen who loves Linux. Auntie Helen would like to send you kisses, and she develops a kissing script. What will happen here? We will start with a control variable named kiss. At the beginning, the variable takes the value of 1. The auntie would like to send you a defined number of kisses. This number will be saved in the variable maxKiss. The while loop should execute as long as the condition defined in the loop header is true. In our case, we would like to increase the value of the variable kiss by 1. To do it, the condition controlling how long the loop is executed will look like this. $kiss should be lower or equal than max kisses. What should we do when the condition is true? Well, each time Auntie Helen would send you a kiss. This will be done by echo command. Kiss number from Auntie Helen. But that's not enough. Currently the control variable doesn't change. The condition always evaluates true. So we need to increase the kiss number by each loop execution with each kiss from Auntie Helen. We will increase kiss by 1. The only left point is the exit 0 statement. Now we are ready for the test. After running the script, we have 5 kisses from Auntie Helen. The number that you see at the beginning of each line is the kiss number. With each loop execution, that number was increased by 1. When the kiss was equal 5, we added 1 and got 6. 6 was not less than the max kisses, and at this point the loop finished. This example is easy, funny, maybe stupid, but shows how the kiss loop works. Should Auntie Helen send you 100 kisses? She only needs to change max kisses to 100 and run the script again. The value could be of course passed to the script like a parameter, but that's a topic for another lesson. So let's go to the next, more practical example. This time I want to execute the script for each line found in the file. We could do this using for, and that's quite good. Sometimes for and while can be used in the same scenario. In the script I will define variable file pointing to the file name which lines should be processed. This time we will take file etc hosts. It's small and surely exists on your system. The while loop processing each line of this file could look like that. While read line. This read that you see here is a normal command that reads data from the user in the interactive mode. Under normal circumstances, read waits until user will enter a value and press enter. This entered value will be saved in the variable line. In our case, it's however a special use of read. We don't want to read information from the user in interactive mode. We prefer to read data from etc hosts. We will do a trick that handles that wish, but for now, please trust me, the command will read the content of the file line by line. So, assuming that the variable line already has value taken from the file, we can display it. That's an easy example, but in real scenario, we could test connection, copy files to remote system. Should the lines in the file reflect the usernames, we could copy some files to user home directories or remove some old and big files. Generally, admin could here write down any command. So, how to force the while loop to read lines from the file etc hosts? It's enough at the end of the instruction, after the word done, redirect the standard input so that it will be taken from the file. Easy, isn't it? We just need to remember that something like this exists and works. That's all. In my opinion, the syntax is not clear. The read instruction is somewhere at the beginning, and the file name may be somewhere at the end. If there would be 100 lines of code in the loop itself, the both instructions will be placed far away from each other. But that's only my private opinion. Let's see if the script works correctly. We have 2 lines, but depending on the system where the script will be started, there may be more entries. My etc hosts file has indeed only 2 lines. Currently, the both outputs are quite the same, and writing the while loop to only display a file is a crazy idea, but in the loop we can embed any command. In this lesson, you have seen how to work with the while loop. In one scenario, we were executing the commands exactly so many times as the number defined. That was the example with kisses from Auntie Helen. The other example processed each line from a file. In the next lesson, you will see a few more complicated examples.